do all that you can do. And when you've done all you can do and hell still comes to breakfast, let it finish out, then pick up the pieces, learn from it, and start all over.
Here's the thing. Nobody trashes your name more than somebody who's afraid you'll tell the truth. What if the truest reflection of your character is how you quietly handled those who so boldly mishandled you?
If you are with someone that is not aware of their emotions, someone that doesn't have emotional intelligence, awareness, or regulation, get ready, because you are going to live your life in a constant state of unnecessary stress, which leads to illness, which leads to disease. And most people don't understand the seriousness of this, because if you are constantly in a space where your partner is triggered or angered or responsive or reactive or jealous or defensive, then what happens to you, you are getting a message very clearly, and that message says, hey, it is not safe for you to speak your truth. Because if and when you do speak your truth, you are going to get a reaction. And that reaction and that energy is going to cause you to quiet down and never speak your truth. Well, get ready, because after 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years, your body is going to start to swell up with inflammation, because the body is storing all of that energy that you've been afraid of letting go of. And by the way, take ownership of it, because that fear is yours. That fear is yours. No matter how deep and dark and powerful their reaction is, you can still speak your truth. And yet the reality is as your body gets inflamed, you start opening your body up to unnecessary illness and disease.
You can say whatever the fuck you want about my life, but despite what anyone says, I'm always going to live my life in a way that feels good for me. And if I can make that choice, you can too.
Let me teach you something that my very first mentor taught me that absolutely changed my life. It's called the 5-minute rule. When something goes wrong or terrible or not the way that you want, you set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, you give yourself full permission to cry, to scream, to cuss, to punch a pillow. And then after those 5 minutes is up, you say 3 words: can't change it. And you accept it and you move on, and don't carry that thing with you throughout the rest of your day. Because let's be honest, you probably won't remember this event in the future. And if you won't remember it in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes dwelling on it.
When people can't control you, they'll try to control how other people see you.
Why do you still keep me at a distance when you told me that you forgave me? Why can't things go back to the way they were? Well, let me explain this. Actions have consequences, and forgiveness doesn't mean another opportunity to cause harm. And if that person was gracious enough to let you back in, that doesn't mean they have to let you fully back into their life. What happens may have been so harmful that they have to keep you at an arm's length in order for them to heal and in order for them to protect themselves. It's important to remember that respect, trust, and closeness are all very different things. Just because one is given, that doesn't mean you're entitled to the rest of them. And if the person wants to let you back into their life fully, that can take some time. If you're still in their life, they at least kept that door open. And if you want to feel closer to them again, then you need to ask them, what do they need from you to help them on their healing journey?
Has anyone else noticed that when an adult child chooses to not have a relationship with a parent, it's always, but she's your mom, but he's your dad. You only have one dad, you only have one mom. And it's never, wow, what could a parent do to cause their child to make this decision? Or it's never, but they're your children. How could you treat your children that way? Why is it that the responsibility of the relationship is placed on the child and not the person that raised them?
You are not too sensitive. You are not overreacting. Your perception and your assessment of people's words and behaviors is correct. It is the person you are exposing or calling out their dysfunction that doesn't like what you are saying, so they are blame shifting and calling you overreactive or oversensitive. There is no oversensitive. People who are sensitive are wonderful, and your sensitivity is an important skill that you have. It's one of your superpowers. So when somebody calls you oversensitive, it's because they don't like what you are exposing and they want you to stop. It is not because there is anything wrong with you.
The more you heal, the more comfortable you become with being the villain in their story, because you realize that they don't want to do the work to heal themselves.
For a woman, her natural instinct, her true femininity is she wants to find safety. She wants to find comfort. She wants to find peace. So what will she do is she will look for that comfort and that safety and that peace in a man. Get ready. That is a recipe for absolute disaster, because when you're coming from the need of that energy, you are going to attract the actual polar opposite. You are going to attract a man who energetically realizes that you need comfort, safety, and peace in a man. And that's when you attract your quote unquote narcissist. Your wounding is attracting their wounding. Your need is attracting his need. Only when you as a woman can find your own comfort, your own safety, and your own peace within yourself can you then attract a man who can provide for you comfort and safety and the final peace that you've been looking for. Because that's when a man and a woman coming together in holy, sacred, loving, conscious union is each provides the final layer of safety that they've both been looking for.